with the win! Todd with the win! Monster Mike goes nuts! Hammered that to the pad! And Michael Todd with a signature, destructive, aggressive rest finish.
Since 2017, Levan Saginashvili has been the undisputed king of the super heavyweight division in arm wrestling. He intended to win every single round of his professional supermatch career and was able to uphold this goal from his first supermatch in 2017 until February 2023, when he conceded two non-essential final rounds against Armes Gasparini due to health concerns, although he was still victorious overall. Devon Larratt proved to be ineffective against Levan twice, and it seems there is nothing more he can do to overcome this indomitable foe. Nevertheless, there always is a chance for Devon vs Levan 3.0, as long as Mr. No Limit continue to beat all the other would-be contenders for the title. Two names have started to gain surface from the abyss of beating Levan Hode. First one is Jerry Cadorat. I have made two separate videos on how Jerry can beat Levan and a power comparison video of the two. Links for the both are in the description as well. Is this new version of Michael Todd with God on his side ready to dethrone Levan? To answer this question, we need to go back and analyze his comeback journeys after his crushing defeat against a beefed-up Devon Larratt in King of the Table on May 28, 2021. Coming back from that almost a year later, Michael faced Gennady Kvikvinia in East vs West 2 and lost a hard-fought battle by 3-0. March and April, Michael gave a chance to his left against Robbie Topi and Ryan SP, in turn winning Robbie and losing to Ryan. But obviously, we are not here for the left arm. Right after Ryan SP match, Michael showed up in East vs West 3 on May 21, 2022, a second time, and went against another Georgian, Rivaz Lutidze. It was a pretty close dogfight between the two, but in the end, Rivaz's patience paid off and he beat the monster 3-2. After the second defeat in East vs West, Michael went back to the Monster Factory to gain some confidence, and the opponents he chose were Todd Hutchings for right and Pavlo the Badanev for left. While Uncle Todd lose after giving Michael a tough fight, Pavlo dominated his left completely. Year 2023 brings another defeat for Michael on 21st of January in his third appearance in East vs West 6 against Kedragali Ongarbayev. That was probably his worst performance in 3 years, and he was shattered with disdain and disbelief. Soon after that, on February 26, 2023, at the NatFit Arm Wrestling Tournament in Kansas City, Missouri, Michael tore his bicep tendon and went for a surgery and a grueling recovery process for the rest of the year. Year 2024 brings back probably the strongest, most determined Michael Todd ever. After a successful surgery, a steady recovery for the body, and ketamine treatment for the mind, Michael 3.0 isn't a joke anymore.
Dude, like your lifts, everything. I mean, you look like a different guy.
Well, man, so the 2.0 thing is, they do joke about it a lot, but it's like an evolution, right? And I do think it's coming to fruition. I feel different. I feel better. Like you said, I've been through the most traumatic year of my life, the roughest year I've ever been through. And that's not talking about the bicep, it's just everything else. But I do feel like I've found my way through. I mean, ketamine helped tremendously, and I'm just in a much better place now, and I'm tunnel vision focused.
Out of the 5 super matches he had in this year, Michael has won all 5 of them. He started off with a testing match with Pavlo the Badanev before his third appearance in East vs West 12 and beat Frank Lamparelli in a close contest.
French and Michael Todd brings it home.
In his second appearance in King of the Table after his loss against Devon, Michael decimated Lars Rohrbachen and repeat the same feat in East vs West 14 against Kamil Jablonski's press.
The arm is not going down, it is only a matter.
In a revenge match against Gennady Kvikvinia, Michael managed to clinch a narrow victory in East vs West 15 as well. Though much of Michael's wins were close and the margin of victory was very thin, there is no denying the fact that the monster is on a mission with a divine intervention propelling his endeavors.
I did my job. My job was to do the work. I knew I have a higher power behind me. God did the rest. If you don't believe, you better start checking it out. Because I have a higher power behind me and I'm just getting started.
The king's move has not changed, but Michael has made it adaptive according to the rules. The last few inches above the pad has always been Michael's winning bait. And it seems that after the surgery, this bait has become a nightmare for the pressers of every kind. Levan is more a top roller than a presser. It is not that he can't press, but he doesn't need it that often. He is definitely going to need it against Michael, and if Devin was able to stop his press for a few seconds, Michael can turn those seconds into grueling minutes. The way Hermes stopped Levan is different from how Michael is going to stop him. Hermes was stopping Levan by every time losing the wrist and engaging his lats and shoulder muscles with no or very little use of his pronator. Michael, on the other hand, is going to stop Levan with his wrist intact in an open top roll king's move supported by back pressure and pronation. Strangely, Levan was hitting Hermes over and over again with the top roll and never used his press once in the whole match. Third round got restarted 5 times with 4 fouls, and each time Levan was using the same technique, in turn making Gasparini lose both interest and the round at last. What was a picnic for Hermes is bread and butter for Michael. He can stay in this position for minutes by completely stretching his arm and never going out of the rule bracket. The only thing that can ruin this plan for Michael is Levan's superhuman strength. If Levan started in a press after the ready go, how Michael's stretched arm is going to hold it is a question in itself. Michael waits in a king's move for his opponent to gas out and then he jumps in for a win. Levan's endurance is under scrutiny as well. All in all, both Michael and Jerry are going to be the toughest challenges stylistically for Levan. He knows this and probably is preparing accordingly. Very soon, we'll get to know who can beat this specimen of a perfect arm wrestling mean machine.
Michael Todd. Wow. Is the king's move even a top roll? Next.
If you like my content and love arm wrestling, then like, share and subscribe. Keep healthy, keep hustling. This is Nitin Vats signing off.